Welcome back, Mark Mann, event host for the Maine event Oklahoma City and member of the Oklahoma City Public School Board of Education, and Carrie Williams, Executive Director of Rainbow Fleet. We are at the Oklahoma's video studio for Parties Extra. I'm Helen Ford Wallace. What fun, you all. It's time for your
Try to have a blast.
It's time for the Lobster Boil. So, Mark, you're so lucky to be in charge of this event. Tell us about it.
Well, this event, we try to, as closely as possible, actually recreate a lobster boil as it would be in Maine.
Yes.
So we fly in fresh Maine lobster from Winter Harbor, which, if you're not familiar with Maine, it is just on the north side of Acadia National Park. That's flown in fresh, live lobster. We'll have all the sides. Bruce Reinhardt from Rococo is the chef. We'll have dessert from Cafe 501.
That's
They'll do a blueberry cobbler. Blueberry's pretty traditional Maine item.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And
Will you get the blueberries from Maine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then we'll serve beer from Shipyard Brewing, which is in Portland. We'll have vodka from Cold River Vodka, which is in Freeport, Maine. And then we are going to have a dessert cordial, which is a toasted coconut cordial made from Maine vodka out of Etna, Maine, Mossy Ledge Distillery, and that's something new we're doing this year.
How good does that sound?
And
Well, actually, they both sound good.
They're both really good.
So, you mix blueberry vodka? What do you do?
We have, and I don't know
with
what
club soda?
I don't know what it'll be this year. We have a bartender, and they always do a signature cocktail each year, or you can just get some over ice.
So you have been up there. You're just home from Maine, probably.
Yeah, we were there. Myself and Mark Brockhouse, who actually help put this event on every year. We went to Maine last weekend. We tried
to look at the lobsters.
We went up and visited with the folks at the Lobster Co-op there in Winter Harbor, and we dropped by both Shipyard and Cold River, and then discovered Mossy Ledge and the cordial while we were on the trip, and brought that back, and then did some other things that will contribute to the event on some of the packages we've got. So.
How many lobsters did you order?
About 110, 120. It'll depend.
You didn't bring a lobster.
We did not bring a lobster this year. I'm sorry.
He was pretty cute last year.
He was. He was a big one last year.
And he also behaved himself pretty good too. Well, so you kind of handpick them. Sounds like. I mean.
Yeah. I mean, to the extent that we handpick where they come from, and they know what we want. They know the size we want, and they literally pull them right off the boats, out of the trap. Well, off the boats, fresh out of the traps. And pack them on ice. So they go from the ocean to the ice, and by the time they're still alive, they're dumped in the pot. So, I mean, there's nothing in between that.
Well, and when is this event?
It's next Friday,
June
the 22nd, 7 o'clock at DC on Film Row.
And besides the lobster, you usually have corn on the cob, I think.
We have corn on the cob, potatoes. We usually have, which is not necessarily Maine, but we usually have some sausage there as well. Drawn butter. We will have white wine that's chilled, so it'll be a great time.
Oh my gosh! Well, and who cooks the lobster?
Well, Bruce Reinhardt cooks most of them, and then once we get kind of the first batch off, and he starts helping cut, then myself and Mark Brockhouse will help finish and help Bruce cut. So we're kind of, I don't know if you call that a sous chef, but we're Bruce's assistants for the evening,
That's
so
awesome.
for lack of a better term.
So do you give any special instructions to the chef?
No,
about your lobster?
we let Bruce do his thing, and if you've ever been to Rococo, Bruce is good at doing his thing.
Oh my gosh, he is. So how many years have you been doing this event?
This will be the third year.
The third year. Can you believe? I remember when you started.
Yeah.
And this year you have a silent and a live auction, right?
And no, it's all going to be live.
All live.
All live.
Okay.
Live this year.
We've got some great items.
Tell us about that.
We've got a tell them about the Breckenridge trip.
We've got a condo from Breckenridge, Colorado that's going to be auctioned off. We've actually done it one other time for the charity Scotch tasting, but they have brought it back this year for this event, and it's a really just kind of a fun weekend getaway, and so that's going to be one of the big items. We also have the trip to Maine, which Mark can tell you more about. That's really fun kind of event that we have going in the auction too. We've got a fur. Just lots of really great auction items this year.
Bracelet?
We've got a bracelet from Brockhouse Jewelry in Norman. We've got earrings from H&R Jewelers in Oklahoma City.
And surf and turf?
Yes, we have a surf and turf dinner prepared in your home for 8.
Are you preparing it?
Myself and Mark Brockhouse will prepare that.
That will be the hot item, I bet.
Yeah. Well, we've done several of those, and they're a lot of fun. And no one's got hurt yet, so I think they've been a success.
Well, each year you benefit a different charity. Is that right?
Yes.
And this year it's Rainbow Fleet.
Correct.
So tell us a little bit about Rainbow Fleet.
Sure. So Rainbow Fleet's actually been around since 1972. It's a wonderful children's organization that helps parents find quality licensed child care options, and then also provides a lot of training and on-site mentoring for child care providers. So it's all aimed at increasing the quality of child care and then helping children be ready for school when that time comes. So making sure they're not just being babysat, making sure they're engaging in school readiness initiatives, early literacy and math skills, along with just fine motor skill development, gross motor skill development, all the things children need, the skills they need to acquire before school age. And that's all really what we focus on.
Well, do you have, I go back a long way. So I remember when Rainbow Fleet was started, and you had all these trucks running around town.
We did.
So that was when the Junior League was involved.
That's right. The Junior League and Peggy Leffler from Cassidy Schools got together, and they decided that it was really not fair that all children didn't have the same access to these quality learning materials that were developmentally appropriate. And so they bought a van, and they started driving around to different daycare facilities and different community events with it was like a toy library.
Books and toys.
Toys, books, and games that are all educational and developmentally appropriate. It quickly went from 1 van to 4, and they got so busy with the vans and the demand was so high that we decided we needed.
They were really cute.
They're so cute. They were red, yellow, blue, and green. And but now we have a permanent space in the Paseo district, and it's a toy library. So anyone who wants to be a member can. It's $40 a year, and you come in and you can check out up to 10 items at a time, keep them up to a month at a time, under the guidance of a child development specialist. So if there's any particular skill your child needs to work on, you can come in and talk to our child development specialist, and we can guide you through the process of checking out those materials that will aid in their children's development.
Carrie, where in Paseo?
We are right on the corner of 30th and Dewey. So it's just right on the very north edge of the Paseo, across the street from Picasso Cafe, and the Paseo Arts Association is right next door to us. It's a really great location.
I love Rainbow Fleet.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
You do a
So,
great job.
anything else about Rainbow Fleet? I mean, that we might not know?
Well, right now we're trying to prevent summer learning loss. There's a big gap in time when children aren't being educated over the summer, and so being a member of that resource center, coming in, checking out the games, the toys, the books, and all the literacy activities that we have, it's a really great time to do that so we can prevent that summer learning loss.
And I just always love it that, Mark, you all benefit somebody that, they really need the money and can use it and use it wisely.
Organization.
And you all always make money with your events.
Yes.
This is one of many. Is that right?
Knock on wood. We've always made money. Yes, we do 3 events.
You got the main event.
We got the main event. We have we've rebranded this year. It's called Whiskey Q and Blues, Bourbon Barbecue and Blues, but we're expanding, so we'll have. At that event, there will be about 25 different whiskeys you can taste, plus about 4 craft cocktails, barbecue, a whole hog as well, and then
what date is
blues
that?
music. That's June 24th. And then in October will be the 13th year that we have put on the Oklahoma City Charity Scotch Tasting. And so those are the 3.
That's great. And you all have a Scotch, did we mention the Scotch Lover's Dream package?
Oh, no, but we have a Scotch package that'll be auctioned off as well. That'll include tickets to the Scotch event in October, as well as a bottle of Scotch. And I think there's going to be a box of cigars.
I thought we missed that one. I forgot about that one.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to the dinner. You have a co-chairman.
Yes. myself and my wife, Tanya Mann, and then Mark Brockhouse and his wife, Barbara Brockhouse, put this event on. They're out of town and couldn't be here, but
so
got a
how
lot
many
of help.
people usually come?
100 to 125.
And how did you get started? We talked about it last year, but let's talk about it again.
Well, we of course we've done the Scotch event now 13 years, but 3 years ago when state budget cuts hit schools, Wilson Elementary, where my kid is still at, but was at the time, was looking at cutting some arts programs, and so we decided that we should do something. We'd been talking about doing a lobster boil for quite some time, so we just decided we'd take that lobster boil and turn it into a fundraiser, and we've done it the 2 years since as well.
It's a great one. So do you have volunteers that help?
We do. Mostly the charity that benefits supplies the volunteers.
Well, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and just 4 or 5 is about all we need, and the rest of it's kind of self-serve. So doesn't take a lot to put it on, and then of course myself and Mark, we help cook, and people helping check in. So yeah,
entertainment, band, do you have all
at this one we do have music, but we don't have a live band. This is more of a conversational type event. And so what we found, and we've polled people who've been and said, should we add a band, should we add live music? And they say no. So we have nice background music, but people generally, by the time the event starts, are sitting at a table, an 8-top, with their friends, having good conversation, and then at some point...
And having those signature vodka drinks.
Having those vodka drinks. And then at some point we'll interrupt them long enough to sell them something at the auction and raise a little more money.
That's great. So tickets, where can you get tickets?
Tickets are available either by going to, and the easiest way, going to Facebook, looking up the Maine event, OKC. There's a link from there and you can purchase those online.
So anything else about the Maine event?
Well, we're just excited to be doing it a 3rd year, and the Rainbow Fleet is going to be the beneficiary because they do a great job.
And anything else about Rainbow Fleet?
No, I think we're just really, like Mark said, very excited about this event. It's when you're a small organization like Rainbow Fleet is, we really are dependent on the community for assistance in keeping our programs running, and Mark has always supported us, and so we're very excited to be the benefactors this year.
Good partnership.
Yes.
Great. Well, thanks Mark and Carrie for again telling our viewers how to get a taste of the summer East Coast this year at the Maine event. Lobsters, so very fresh, blueberries, beer, and vodka. Sounds like the best party ever. Have a wonderful time, you all.